Okay, for this tutorial we're going to be looking at dummy text, and the nice thing about using dummy text is that the document you're producing is going to be much larger than the actual content that you're working with. It's actually before you put your own content to use. You're just using a couple lines of code to put out a lot of dummy text. And we'll go over the document here very quickly. And you can see there's a lot of text in the output document. Okay, and that's that. And let's go over the code guide. Experiment, that's what you got to do if you want to learn. Own it. If you want to learn typesetting, you probably have something to say, so try putting that your own content to use, and it'll help you learn things a little bit quicker. File extension, always use the .tex file extension. Code modifications, as we go through things here, pay attention to lines with the green comments. Those are the ones to watch. Line numbers to the left of the code blocks, you're going to see blue line numbers, and those are for reference only. Do not type those in, otherwise your code is not going to compile. The code demos, after each code block you'll see a PDF that was actually produced from that code block, so you shouldn't have any typos or coding errors in the video, because the code you see displayed is the code that actually produced the PDFs. And let's go over the code. This is the code for the final document. We're not going to start there. We're going to start a lot simpler. But again, here's the actual output of the final document. And this is where we're starting. You see on line 4 we just have a section, dummy text with LaTeX. And that's all we've got so far. So we've got just a section header, and now we're just going to add some more text in there under the section, and nothing too complicated. So that's where we're at now. And next we're gonna actually start working with dummy text. So you see on line 2, use package lipsum. That's our dummy text package. And on line 15 you see lipsum open bracket 1-10 close bracket, and that basically means to use the first through 10th paragraph of the lipsum package. Okay, and here you see it, the lipsum package starting on page 1, and that goes for a ways almost to the bottom, page 3. Okay. And now we're going to bring in another dummy text package. This one is called blind text. You see it being brought in on line 3. And then we go down here on line 22. You could see blind list, itemized 12. So we're using the LaTeX itemize environment for lists, and blind list is part of blind text. And the number 12 means that we're going to display 12 items in our list. So it's pretty simple. And here we see the itemized items. They're all bulleted, and the text makes absolutely no sense, but we're not worried about it. We're just trying to get a feel for the design layout, see if it's going to be appropriate. Okay. And now, that first time we brought in blind list, we used an itemized environment. You see on line 27 we're using an enumerate environment, and instead of 12 items we're going to have 16 items, and because they're enumerated you're going to have numbers 1 through 16. So let's take a look at that. And here you see it. Again, the text makes absolutely no sense, but you can see the numbers 1 through 16 all the way down the page. Okay. And now we're gonna actually try to produce an entire math paper. And again, this is part of blind text. You see on line 38 the blind math paper command. That's all you got to put, and it's going to put a bunch of mathematical formulas within a bunch of nonsense text. But it's going to give us a good feel for the layout. And in this case, you're checking to see if the design layout is appropriate for displaying mathematical formulas. So here you can see the math is embedded in the text. Okay, and now what we're going to do is something interesting. You see on lines 4 and 5, we're going to need 2 packages, and we're going to have to use the UTF-8 encoding on you see on line 4 for the first one. But this is going to enable us to use Chinese characters. You know, often you want to use dummy text in a different language, so we're gonna check this out. And here you see on line 52, in Chinese we're going to be displaying paragraphs 2 through 6. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, and here we have it. We're starting on page 10, and you can see there's a bunch of Chinese text, and again there are dummy text packages available in several other languages. Okay, and let's go ahead and look at the final code here. So if you want to try all this stuff out, just hit pause and copy this stuff down. Okay, and take a look at the final document one more time. Okay, and I hope this tutorial gives you a feel for why we use dummy text in our design layouts.